My sister called me by mistake. What I heard destroyed everything and set me free. For years, I was the invisible backbone of my family. While they smiled in social media photos, toasted at dinners, and flaunted a life they couldn't afford, I was there, carrying the weight of it all. Rent, bills, luxuries. Everything came out of my pocket. And for so long, I did it in silence. Until the day everything changed. The call was an accident. My sister Helena called me by mistake on a Tuesday night, just before midnight. I had just finished a grueling hospital shift and answered, thinking it might be something urgent. "Hello?" I said, my voice still heavy with exhaustion. No one replied, but I listened. Muffled laughter, clinking glasses, familiar voices. They were at a party. And then I heard my name through the laughter. "Livia still thinks she's helping us," said my mother, Carmem, with that cheerful tone that always masked poison. Helena laughed. "She thinks she's a savior. Like we couldn't live without her." "Well, technically we can't," joked my brother Gabriel, triggering more laughter. My body froze. "But it's her duty," Helena continued. "She doesn't have a husband or kids. What else is she going to spend her money on?" I wanted to hang up, I swear I did. But I stayed there, silent, frozen, listening. They spoke about me like I was a fool, a walking ATM. "We should ask for more, she got a raise," Gabriel said. "She's living in a new apartment, traveling, doing well." "If she really cared, she'd pay more than the rent," said my mom. "Groceries, bills, a day at the spa, that was it. My money wasn't help. It was fuel for their indulgence. They didn't just use me, they mocked me for it." "She's so predictable," Helena commented. "She once tried to say no, remember? We just cried a bit and she came running back. She's afraid of being the villain," said my mom. "That's why we always win." Something shattered inside me. This wasn't a family. It was a gang disguised as love. I didn't hang up, not yet. I waited. I listened more jokes, more contempt. Until the end of the call, when my mother said, "Rent's going up next month. She'll have to cover it." And that's when I spoke, for the first time. "Hello?" Silence. Then the line disconnected. They knew. They knew I had heard. And still, no one called me. No messages. Nothing. But in that silence, I began to plan. The next day, I replied in the family group chat with some excuse. I think the call dropped. My phone glitched. They responded as if nothing had happened. Of course. Now the doubt was theirs. The fear, theirs. I spent the week keeping up the lie. Said my bank froze my account, and I was fixing it. I just wanted to see how far they'd go. In the group chat, they began to beg. Helena saying Mom was distressed. Gabriel asking for an update. "Guys, I'm doing what I can. I'm not a miracle worker." They were starting to get it. The faucet was drying up. Then came the ultimatum. "Livia, we need to know if you're going to pay. The landlord is pushing." "I don't know yet," I replied. "Maybe it's time for you to look for other options." Silence. Then the veiled threat dressed as concern. "You'll regret this." I laughed and hung up, but they weren't giving up that easily. The following week, I got a call from a law office. My family had filed an absurd complaint saying I was unfairly withholding money and putting them at risk. That was it. They wanted to force me through legal threats. But I had already gathered evidence. Years of transfers, screenshots of ridiculous requests, voice notes filled with lies meant to squeeze more out of me. And then, I flipped the game. I posted everything on my social media. For years, I supported my family alone. I was manipulated, used, and humiliated. When I said enough, they called me ungrateful. Now I'm showing the truth. With proof. It exploded. Comments of support. Outrage. My mother lost it. What have you done, you wretch? I told the truth. She hung up on me. But they didn't stop there. They tried blackmail, sent messages saying I had secrets too. And then came the bombshell. An anonymous message. You're not Carmum's daughter. They've hidden this from you for years. I confronted the only relative I still somewhat trusted. My Aunt Julia had always been the most level-headed. She confirmed it. Your biological mother died in childbirth. Carmum adopted you, but never wanted you to know. It all made sense. The coldness, the manipulation, the disregard. They never saw me as family, just as a means to an end. I went back to the house I grew up in, demanded the truth. And it came. Through tears, lies, and fake remorse, Carmum admitted it. Yes, you're not my daughter. I never was. I was just your provider. I stood up. I don't want any of you in my life anymore. And just so you know, this month's rent isn't paid. I slammed the door and left. I didn't look back. Today, I live in another city, far from all of it. I work in a place where I'm truly valued. I have peace. Helena and Gabriel were sued for fraud. Carmum now lives with a friend, with no control over anyone. And me? I'm free. They thought they could destroy me, that they could make me feel guilty, but I was reborn. And now, I am the only one in charge of my story.